You are welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy. In this video, we want to develop the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen using the method of what? Triangulation. Now, the first thing you have to do is to replicate the diagram that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. Now, the first thing is take your T-square, right? And you draw an horizontal line this way. You can see that. And you take your set square and draw a vertical line this way. You can see that. Now you take your compass and you measure. If you look at the diagram very well, this center here you see is the center that you're seeing at the screen, on the screen, right? And we're told the total height is given to be 88, which you can see from here to here is 88. So I'm going to measure half of it, which is 44. So from 0 to 40, then to what? 44. And I'll place it at the center here. I will mark up 44 and I'll mark down 44. Right? Then I'll take my um, T-square and I'll take it to those points I marked. Then I'll draw an horizontal line this way, faint line first of all. You can see that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the length of this figure, which is the plan that you're seeing, is 82. From here to here is 82. So I'll take half of it, which is 41. So I'll measure 41 from here to here, 41. And I'll place it here. Now mark 41 to the left and 41 to the right. Alright. Now I am going to use my T-square and I'll cover this up from here to here. I'll thicken it and I'll cover this up from here to here and I'll thicken it. Then I'll close it down too. I'll thicken it. I'll close it up to here and I'll thicken it. You can see that. So this is the first thing that we are going to do. Now the next thing we'll be doing here is to draw the circle you're seeing in the middle of it, and it's given to be diameter of what? 48. So I'll measure half of 48 will give us 24. So 0 to 24 here, and I'll place it at the center here and I'll draw a circle this way. You can see that. Now I have successfully drawn this out. The next thing I'll be doing here is to draw the elevation. Now what I will do is to draw an horizontal line this way here, as long it should not touch the main diagram here at any given distance. You can see that. And since the height of the elevation here is 64, from here I'm going to measure 64 downward. So measure what? 64 downward. So from 0, this is 60, this is 64 here. You can see that. So that point, I'm going to draw another horizontal line there, this way. Now what I will do is, all the ends of this circle, I will project them down this way, right? And I'll project this down too this way, including the end of this way too, and this also. So with what I can see in the diagram, we are told from here to here is connecting. So I'm going to connect from this point to this point. You can see that. Then from this point to this point, which is this point on the screen, is thickened. And I'm going to thicken it. You can see that. Then this inclined line is at an angle of what, 30 degrees. So when I place it this way, I'll draw the inclined line of what, 30 degrees this way. I'll touch this. So I'll thicken it. You can see that. So the next thing is to connect here to here as shown in the diagram. So as shown in the diagram here, I'll connect here to here. So what you can see, we have successfully replicated the diagram at the top right corner of the screen, right? And we are told that this is my point A here. So I can see here is A, right? And here to be B, here to be C, here to be D, and here to be E, right? So it means that this point you're seeing consists of point A, comma, B, comma, E. They are on the same point. Then this point you're seeing here consists of what? C, comma, D. Is that okay? So once we've done that, the next thing that we should be doing here, I will now divide this circle into 12 equal parts. So when I take my compass with the same radius as that of the circle, this way, you can see that. I'm going to mark up. I'll come to the left. I'll mark up again on the circumference of the circle. I'll come to this midpoint here. I'll mark left and also I'll mark right. You can see that. Then I'll take my rule and ensure that each of those points are passing through the center to the other side of the circle. You can see that. And from here also to the other side of the circle. And from here also to the other side of the circle. And from here also to the other side of the circle. This is what we have here. You can see that. So I can say that here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the first step. Is that taken? Now the next thing we have to do is I'm going to connect each of those points from B, right, to this, from B to 2, from B to 1, from B to 0, then the same thing to D to 6, D to 5, D to 4, D to 3, then I'll come here, E to 3, E to 2, E to 1, E to 0, 6 to C, 5 to C, 4 to C, 3 to C. This is what you do next. Now, from here to here are not really the true length, right? So what to get the true length is that you take your compass, place it at point B, right? And take it to 3, you draw a semicircle. What do you notice? Semicircle is moving from 3 to 0 to touch here, right? Then I'll come to 2 also. I'll do the same thing. So I replace it well. So I'll do it this way. I see that. Now, what I will now do here will now be this. I will now take my compass, my set square. I will project this downward this way. Then this downward too this way. So from this point where it meets here, that will be my reference point. Let me call it P. So I'm going to move it. Now, if you notice something, right? This end and this end, 1, 2, 3 are on this end. So I will just draw my horizontal line here, this way. All together. So I will connect P and this point, then P and this point. So whenever I'm dealing with 3 and 0, I'll come here. This is 3, comma what? Comma 0. Right? So whenever I'm dealing with 2 and 1, I'll come here. This is 2, comma 1. Is that taken? So in case of this here, I'll replicate the same thing here. If I should place my compass at this point, so if I want to talk about this length here, right, just to save our time of stress, I want to talk about this point here. I can easily come here and do the same thing here, right? I can do the same thing. Let me just do that here, so to avoid confusion. If I come to 3 here, right? You know the 3 and 6 on the same point, right? Then similarly, 4 and 5 on the same point. I see that, and I'm going to extend this way. Then I'll bring it down. Let me extend this too, and I'll bring it down straight ahead. Right? I'll bring it down from here, and I'll bring it down from here. So in this case, whenever I'm talking about 3 and what? Talking about 3 here and 4. I'm dealing with this side. I'm dealing with 3 and 6. So let me say 3, comma 6. And here is what? 4, comma 5. So this 3, comma 6, 4, comma 5 here. So this is what we have here. So you see what I'm trying to say now when we start our construction. So you take your rule and you project each of these points. This is 1, this is 4.1, this is 2, this is 4.2, this is 3, 3 is already there. They'll go to 4, they'll go to 5. So the mean this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'll take my compass and connect those points together. Then I'll come here to connect these points together. So this is what we have here. So we want to draw the development of the shape. So what you do here is you take your instrument at this point and you draw an horizontal line here this way, as in a vertical line at this point. You can see that. Now when you do that, You pick your point. Let's say the true length of this C and D is this, and the plan here, C and D, you can see that. I'll pick any point here. Let me say I'm picking this point here. Let's see this point here. So this will be my point C. So from with the measurement of C to D, I'll come to C to D here. I'll mark. So it means that this is my point D. And I'm going to thicken it since I need that. I'll thicken that point from C to D. You can see that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that C, if I want to get from C, I need point, what they have in common. C and D have 0.6 here in common, right? And I want to get this 0.6. So that's the first one I need to get, 0.6 here. So what will I do? I need C6, right? This is C to 6. Do you get logic? So for me to get C to 6, distance from C to 6 is distance from here to here. Let me just complete this guy here. From this point where it meets, just like I did here, I'll call it P prime. I'll connect from here to here and from here to here. So look at that. So if I should want from C to 6, right? I will not use here because that is not the true length. I'm going to trace the 6. This is the line, the arc of the 6. At this point here, this is what we have here. So I'm going to use this. You have here 6, 6. How I'll do to get the true length of C to 6. I'll just strike the arc here. Start again. I'll strike this arc and strike this arc. Sorry. So this is where they are meeting. So where they meet here will be my point what? 0.6. That will be what? My 0.6. Let me move this. This is not useful. That's my 0.6. So I'm going to now draw it together with faint line. Just to show what we're trying to do. Faint line. And faint line. You can see that. Now the next thing is, the next point for 6 is 5. So I told you symmetrical. So from 6 to 5, the same thing, whether up or down is the same thing. You can say that 6 to 5 or 6 to 5. So if I come here, I will mark at this point. My 5 can be anywhere here or here. Right? Now how would I get my 0.5? Now this 0.5 here, right? I'll trace it. And this is the point of 0.5. So to get the true length between C to 5 or D to 5 is from this point here. From P prime to this point here. That is the true length of C to 5 or D to 5. Don't forget why I'm doing this simultaneously, because they are symmetrical. From here to here, essentially I'm saying from here to here. So I'll come to D, then I'll strike on 5 on this arc here. I'll come to C, I'll strike here. So at this point where they meet, at this point here is my 0.5. And at this point here also is also my 0.5. You can see that? Now the next one we are going to do here is 5 to 4. So if I place it here from 5 to 4, right? I'm going to come to 5. I'll strike an arc. I'm going to come to the second 5 also. I'll strike another arc, right? Now, if you look at this, from what? From C to 5 now, from C to 4, this is 4 also. So I'll take the true length of this C to 4 from this point here. Then I'll come to C. I'll strike an arc also again here. I'll come to D. I'll strike another arc here. So this is where they meet. This meet at this point. That will be my 0.4. This will also be what? My 0.4. So I should be joining them with my line, just like it is shown there. Join them with my line here. And also join my line. Here also my line. Right? Now, the next thing we're going to do is 4 to 3. So when I take the line from 4 to 3, right, I'll place it at this point here from 4. 3 will be somewhere around here, and 3 will be somewhere around here, somewhere around this arc. That is 1, 4 to 3. Now C to 3, this point C to 3. So this is point 3 here. If you trace it, this is 3, right? 3 comma 6. So I'm going to take the true length from here to this point. You can see that? And I'll come to C. I will say C to 3 at this point. Also D to 3 also at this point. So at that point here, that will be my point 3. And here also will be my point 3. Right? Now the next thing is I want to get, I'm done with that from here, this quarter here. I'm going to the next one. So I'll go to C to B. The true length for this is C to B. Then I'll come from C, I'll strike an arc, B will be somewhere around here. I'll come to D, I'll strike an arc to get E. From them D to E. You know that D to E is something that's saying C to B. So I'm doing them simultaneously. Now aside that, the next thing I want to do now is to get, I've done C to 3, which I use from here to here, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do is to get what? B to 3, so that they will meet. I've done C to 3, right? This is C to 3, now it's now B to what? To 3. And you know B to 3 is the same as saying E to 3, yeah? So what is 3? So when we are dealing with this section, you're dealing with this line here, because this section here is the plan and the elevation is this. So I'm focusing on here. So B to 3. So this is 3. So if I come from here, this is my 3. So I'll place it this way. You can see that. And I will come to 3. I'll strike an arc up, and I'll come to 3 here. I'll strike the same arc here. The reason I'm doing that because they are symmetrical. I'd have easily go and measure here to here, but since they are the same thing, I don't have to stress myself doing that. Now that way they meet here now, this will be my point E, and this will be my what? Point B, right? So I'm going to use my instrument here, and I'm going to thicken it. Then here also, I'll thicken it, right? Then I'll just take my line, and I'll just be joining this point to this point, then this point to this point. I see that. Then I'll move here too. Just join from here to here. So proceed. Paint line. Now we move forward. Now the next thing is 3. After I've got 3 to 2 now, right? So we'll come from here, 3 to 2. So I'll come here, I'll place it here. This is 3. 2 will fall somewhere around here. 3, 2 will fall somewhere around here. Right? Now that's 3 to 2. This point 2. So if I trace it to this point, this is the true length of 2 here. Right? Now place it at point E. I'll strike my arc. Now place it at this point B. I'll strike my arc here. So this is where they are meeting here at this point. That will be my point 2. Here also will be my point 2. You can see that. Now the next thing, I can just take my rule and I will connect from here to here. And I also connect from here to here. Now the next one is 2 to 1. So this is 3 to 2. Then we'll go to what? 2 to 1. So from 2 to 1 here, I'll come here, I'll mark. So my 1 will fall somewhere around this arc. Then I'll come here also, do the same thing. My 1 will fall somewhere around this arc. Now we're talking about 2, right? So we're looking for B to 2. So 2 is somewhere around here too. So I'll come here, 2 to this point, right? No, we're talking about 2 and 1, right? So I'll come here to this point. So I'll place it at B to get this arc, and I'll place it at E to get the other arc too. So where they meet, that will be my point 1. 1 and what? And 1. Can you see that? So I'll just take my arc, my line, and I'll just connect this to this and this to this. You can see that? Then the next one is I've done from 2 to 1 now is now 1 to 0. So when I place it here from 1 to 0 here, right? 1 to 0. Can you see that? I'll come to 1, my 0 falls somewhere around here. I'll come to 1 here, my 0 falls somewhere around here, right? Now the next thing is now 0. So what would I do is I'm going to take my 1, right? So from 1 to 0. So what we have here, this is the true length between this point here, from here to here, right? Where you have 0. So I'll come to E here, I'll strike an arc. That will be my point 0. And I'll come to B here, I'll do the same thing, strike another arc. That will be what? Point 0. Can you see that? So since 0 is ending, what I'll just do here is I'll connect this point to this point here. That is 0, right? Then the next one here, that is 0 here. All together. So what I'll do here will now be is to get point A. You know the next point is after E is what? A, and after B is also A. So to get point A, we know from A to E is the same thing as saying from A to B. So if I place it from A here to E, right? I'll come from here from E to get A somewhere around here. All together, and I'll come here to B here somewhere around here. Are we good? Then the next thing I'm going to do is to get the true length of AO, right? So what I will just do here is to get the true length of what? Of AO. So it's just from here you take your A0, right? You know we've done this, A0. Then I'll place it at 0. I'll strike an arc here. Can you see that? I'll take it at 0. I'll strike another arc. So I'll just take my compass and I'll drain from here to here, check line, and I'll drain from here to here also, check line. So I'll just connect these two together. This is my point A, and this is also my point A here. So I'll just connect it together here. Then connect this together too. Right? So I'll use my French curve to join all this arc together here. Use my French curve to join what? All those arc together here. So I'll be having this. So this is what we have. That is the development of this shape that we have here by triangulation, right? So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.